News about the Mountain Meadows Massacre spread immediately. People love sensational news, and the Mountain Meadows Massacre, in which Latter-day Saints massacred 120 white immigrants, fit the bill. Most of the stories tried to portray Latter-day Saints as uniquely violent and suggested that the massacre was the result of religious delusion. There were, however, a couple of more interesting takes, one of which was Jack London's Star Rover. Published in 1915, the Star Rover was one of Jack London's science fiction novels. He focused on a man named Darrell Standing, a university professor who in the novel is imprisoned for life in San Quentin for murder. In order to try to break his spirit, they put him in a straitjacket. Now, as part of this, Darrell Standing learns how to disassociate his soul from the body, and he's able to fly throughout the universe, visiting different times and places. One of Jack London's interests in this novel is about the inhumanity of humans, about religious violence and why it's perpetrated. And so it's not a surprise that the Mountain Meadows Massacre becomes part of this novel. In the novel, Darrell Standing briefly inhabits the body of a small boy who is going to be the victim of the Mountain Meadows Massacre. London describes the thirst that the boy felt, his horror at seeing people die around him, and the inability of mothers to care for their children. He focuses on the physical aspects of starvation and thirst that the settlers would have experienced as they were surrounded by Latter-day Saints, unable to get food or water in order to quench their thirst. Jack London's point is not that Latter-day Saints are uniquely barbaric, although some people have criticized him for that. It's an exploration of why religious violence happens. He also inhabits the bodies of Chinese elites, of French noblemen, and of people who see Jesus and watch him be physically beaten. The question that Jack London is asking, why is there so much violence, so much religious violence in American society, European society, and throughout the world, is a lot more interesting, I think, than the question of whether or not Latter-day Saints are uniquely violent. Ultimately, however, it's a book that few people have been willing to consider. Most Latter-day Saints dismiss it as anti-Mormon propaganda, rather than looking at his deeper questions.